Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. We are continuing here in the PELE YOETZ, Ahavas Ish ve'isha, the love of a husband for a wife. And we spoke about yesterday that even an Isha Kosha, difficult woman, she might be a Gehenim in this world, but it's better to have it in this world than the world to come, and you can be makabel, you can accept that, b'simcha, with joy and happiness, knowing that whatever a husband finds himself subjected to in this world is only ensuring him a great portion in the world to come. But he writes another reason why it is that we need to accept who our wives are. A person must work to also strengthen his feelings of love, that his children should not be considered the children of the senua, of the hated wife. The children will feel that if a husband and a wife have tension in the house, if a husband and a wife look at each other in demeaning ways, if a husband and a wife can't show love towards each other, but rather all that there is strife, the children that are growing up in that house, they feel that they are the child of b'nei snua, of people, of a wife that is hated by her husband. That's a very lowly feeling, and they're not going to get the the love that they need. Chas v'shalom, God forbid that we should raise a family in such a way. Ulefum tzara agra, according to the effort that you put in, that is going to be the reward. Meaning, says the PELE YOETZ, I know it's not going to be easy for you to come to love of a woman that is driving you crazy. I know that it's going to be hard for you to be makabel, to accept everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does is for the best. And that even if you go through Gehenim in this world and you don't have a single day of peace and quiet and tranquility in your marriage, but it's ensuring you that great portion in the world to come. And therefore I try my best, says the PELE YOETZ, to be makabel, to accept this upon myself, to recognize the bracha that is coming to me, and that way my children will see a parent, they'll see a father who is in love with his wife, even though that things are so difficult, it gives a boost to the children as well. And how does a husband and a wife, how do they keep strife out of the house? First of all, the husband should overlook and not be so particular with how much money his wife spends on the things that she needs in the house. I'll call prutu on every single prut, every single coin. Some husbands sit there at the end of the month, they go through that credit card bill with a fine-tooth comb. Oh, you spent this, you spent that. What did you need this for? What did you need that for? The husband comes home and he sees that his wife went food shopping. Do we really need so many tomatoes? Do we really need so much hummus? Do we really need such a fine cut of meat? A husband that is going through the bills, and a husband that is like a hawk looking at every single thing that his wife spends, and then she goes even worse. She goes and she buys clothes. Didn't you just buy clothes last week? Do you really need those shoes? Is that necessary? Why did you have to go to the most expensive store? Says the PELE YOETZ, you want to keep peace in the house? Don't be so medakdek, don't be so particular over your wife for the amount of money that she's spending on the hitzos habayis, on the things that she needs for the house to make herself feel good in that house. Ki kasha ki shoel isha reusa kina, because the midah of jealousy that a woman feels when she looks around and she sees what her friends have, how her friends dress, the food that her friends put on the table, the trimmings on the couches and the wall trimmings with the pictures and the like that her friends have, or the whatever the friend does to her beauty, her sheitel and her makeup and her jewelry, it eats a woman up inside with jealousy. We're not saying that it's a good thing. It's a mitzias, it's a reality. And therefore a husband has to understand that when his wife is doing these things, she's doing it because she feels that she needs it to feel good about herself. So you come and you pick on her. You come and you're medakdek, you go through every little thing that she spends, every penny, every dollar, every bill, every $1,000, every Again, each person, as we'll see in the PELE YOETZ, is commensurate with what he's able to afford. Nevertheless, a person has to be very careful not to put too much pressure on his wife. We'll keep this till the next time, because there's a beautiful message that he's going to leave with at the end. And Be'ez Hashem, we will pick up again on Sunday. In the meantime, if your wife comes home with something good for Shabbos, thank you, my dear wife, for that beautiful piece of meat. If she comes dressed to the table like the nines and she just redid her sheitel, she put on a new article of clothing for Shabbos Kodesh, wow, you look so beautiful, unbelievable. If she's wearing fancy jewelry, you might have paid for it, maybe she bought it herself, whatever the story is. Wow, you're glowing tonight, you're sparkling. Look how beautiful you look. Don't make a woman feel bad because she's trying to make herself look good for you. Let's be zeiche im Yetz Hashem to a Shabbos of menucha, of peace and tranquility. Even for the Isha Kasha, find in your heart to be mekabel, to accept it with simcha, and all the other little details. At the end of the day, it's nothing. The most important thing, as we are learning and we're going to see, is that we maintain the true shalom bayis between a husband and a wife. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.